Welcome back to the Cave of Wonders, Dreamwalkers. I am your Sith Lord Callous for Lord Callous TV, and this is another Rancorous review. Now today I want to talk to you guys about The Bad Batch Episode 1 and 2, entitled Aftermath and Cut and Run. Now I know I'm a little bit late with this, but I did cover it a little bit on the Dark Council, so here's my non-spoilery-ish review for both episodes for anyone who still cares. Now, let's talk about it. Some consider it a spin-off while others may not. Either way, here we are 1 year after the return of the final season of the Clone Wars, where we were first introduced to Clone Force 99, the Bad Batch, Hunter, Crosshair, Tech, Wrecker, and Echo. And while I might suggest that you take a look at Season 7 of the Clone Wars before jumping into this new series, none of what I've seen so far indicates that you should have to. The Bad Batch begins with the Emperor Palpatine declaring Order 66 and works itself through the events of Revenge of the Sith from a different point of view. Like many of the games, comics, and other Star Wars projects, The Bad Batch appears to be bridging gaps and fleshing out the timeline between the prequels and the original trilogy. In this first episode, we witness the death of a Jedi Master, Depa Billaba. Her story should be known to most of you. She is the former Padawan to Jedi Master Mace Windu and the former Master to Padawan Kanan Jarrus. She is one of the only 3 Jedis to master the form Vaapad, created by Master Windu. Now, Vaapad is a variant of Juyo, the 7th lightsaber combat form, known to be vicious and unpredictable. It draws heavily on the user's passion for combat, enveloping them in the Force, teetering on the edge of darkness. That said, I was a little disappointed to see Depa fall to this small squad of troopers after just seeing them cower before the might of the Separatist droids, before the arrival of the Bad Batch. But it was still exciting to see nonetheless. We're briefly reunited with Caleb Dune, more commonly known as Kanan Jarrus from the Rebels, and the Rebel extremist Saw Gerrera, and through Grand Moff Tarkin, we may learn just how the Emperor phased out the clones on Kamino, ushering in a new age of conscripted stormtroopers. I felt like this episode was able to set the series off to a great start. With an arc of only 4 episodes in the last season of the Clone Wars, there was little time to add depth and nuance to the characters. That's not the case here. We're able to connect emotionally with the struggles of the Bad Batch as they try to find their place in a grand army newly transformed into the First Galactic Empire. And in this first episode, we see that some of the struggles they are facing are just as much internal as they are from without. Aftermath introduces us to a new character in the universe, Omega, and without giving away too much, the question of who, or rather what she is, did not surprise me in the least. But the question of why is what intrigues me the most about her. Hopefully that mystery will unfold as the season continues, maybe in Episode 3. Episode 2, Cut and Run, explores the relationship between Hunter and Omega in sort of a father-daughter dynamic. The action slows down a bit and allows the Batch to better understand what is happening in the galaxy around them. We're reintroduced to Cut Lawquane, who some may remember from earlier episodes of the Clone Wars, a rogue clone introduced back in 2010. He and his family are looking to escape off-world before they're discovered by the Empire, and the Bad Batch serve as their escorts, if you will. And the thing that probably struck me the most between these 2 episodes is the dramatic change in the behavior of the clones since the declaration of Order 66, not simply towards the Jedi, but towards the galaxy at large. The clone troopers are now the villains. They are the stormtroopers. And I'm hoping to see that other clones besides the Bad Batch come to this realization. That perhaps others were able to withstand the programming or the reprogramming of the inhibitor chip. I think they began to touch on this in the Aftermath episode with Grand Moff Tarkin. In the end, if you are a fan of the Clone Wars series, especially the final season, you'll probably enjoy The Bad Batch. The animation, the music, the art style, this is an extension of everything good coming from that series. I do have a few complaints though, like the choice to give teenage Caleb Dune the voice of a grown Kanan Jarrus. That was jarring for me and completely out of place. And the immediate affection that Hunter had for Omega and she for him, that seemed a little premature. I think they needed more than 2 episodes to build on that fondness for each other. But otherwise I enjoyed seeing the contrast between the clone troopers and the Bad Batch. A galaxy newly transformed and a proper bridge from the Clone Wars into Star Wars Rebels. I'm looking forward to see what Episode 3 has to offer. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you enjoying the Bad Batch? Do you think they should have just given us a Season 8 of the Clone Wars? What are you most interested in seeing coming from this season? And don't forget, if you're new here, subscribe and hit that like button, then turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of this great Star Wars content. Now I'd like to thank my channel members John Matrix, Rhodes, Rance, Biggles, Metz, Callisto, Arcus, and Keaton Haas. Thank you so much for your support. Remember, peace is a lie. There's only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory, and through victory my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. Now that is why I do what I love. And I hope you love what I do. This has been a Rancorous Review. Until next time.